We're going.
What's up, fellas? Back at it again. Little pregame show, morning edition. 2 games today. Saturday, we got the Texans versus the Baltimore Ravens. That one will start at 2:31 Mountain Standard Time. And then the late night special, we got the Green Bay Packers at the San Fran 49ers. How are the fellas rolling today?
Good. Fired up.
I know. I'm ready
Glad to be
ready
back.
to get some action out there.
Feeling good. Over here on
Absolutely.
the West Coast. A little early for Saturday.
A little Saturday pregame. Look, Witt's got his coffee and everything. He's ready to go.
A little snort,
A little snort.
you know.
Well, let's hop into it. We could hop into this morning game, which is the Texans at the Baltimore Ravens. We can go over some player props. Line-wise, line hasn't shifted at all on FanDuel right now. I still have the Texans at plus 9.5 at minus 108. So it looks like the public and everyone, they're pretty even on this game. No switch on the line movements there. You got anything for this one, E?
No, I don't. I think we're going into the weekend. We got 4 games, right? So I think Vegas is pretty tight on all their stuff right now. You know, I mean, it's hard to find value that's going to be there. 10.5. That's or is it up to what's the line now with Baltimore? Is it
They're a
10?
Baltimore's a minus 9.5 at minus 112.
Yeah. I mean, gosh, I
A lot of points.
you know, I like the home chalk, but I don't know if I want to lay 10 on it. You know what I mean? But the player props, same thing on that side. I couldn't find much value. I found a lot for tomorrow's games, and I got some for the Niner, but it's just tight, right? There's 4 games that Vegas had to put numbers on. They're not going across the board. There's not 16 games they're breaking down. So for me, I think it'll be a good game. I think the home team wins, but yeah, what else is out there?
I got one that I think
Get a heater shot?
yeah, Noah Brown is out. Obviously, Tank Dell is out. So who's the main guy that Jim Harbaugh is going to have to try to stop? Obviously, on that offense is going to be Nico Collins.
Nico Collins. Love it.
I'm not going Nico Collins. I'm going Dalton Schultz over 3.5 receptions at plus 120. It is
I like it.
There's a lot of extra juice on it, so that's why I will go on this one. He's hit it in 3 out of the last 5 games. Baltimore ranks 22nd in reception defense, but they're 8th in yards given up. So that means they don't give up too many big plays on the defensive side. Schultz and obviously, like I said, Nico Collins, they share most of the target share. Schultz is second on the team with 16%. 4th and 5th on the team is Noah Brown and Tank Dell, which are scratches. They're not going to be running the ball too much. I think the game plan, obviously, like I just said, is Harbaugh's going to have to slow Nico Collins down, not let them get the big play like they did last week against the Browns to give them confidence. So the deep ball, I feel like, is not going to be there. Obviously, Marlon Humphrey is out for Baltimore,
Yeah.
which I think they're going to have to send extra help, extra, deep coverage for Nico Collins on that. And Dalton Schultz is pretty much going to have to be his guy for these short check downs. Not too much. I don't really feel comfortable giving up Dalton Schultz's yards because he only had 1 catch last week against the Browns, which was that 38.
It was a big one, though. It was that touchdown.
Yeah, I don't see that happening against this defense. Just give me Schultz on little, 5, 10-yard outs, 10-yard hooks, In the 2 games without Tank Dell and Noah Brown, Dalton Schultz had 6 receptions and 5 receptions. So trailing from behind, I think that will have to happen, or that'll be happening with the Ravens. So like I said, I think with the plus money, the plus 120, 4 receptions, I mean, that'll probably that's going to be my play that I'm just going to go with on this one pretty much.
I got you.
I like it. I like that one. I like it because
his line has been at 4.5 for the most part. Every time that I've been going with Dalton Schultz, 4.5. Take one off with an extra wide receiver that's out. I mean,
he's going to have Schultz or Singletary for his check down. right?
Yep, Schultz
So,
and Singletary.
Yeah, Schultz. I mean, Baltimore is going to be trying to stop Nico. We know that. I think everybody can
Yeah,
agree
that's
to
what I'm
that.
saying.
Will
Yeah,
they?
yeah.
Is Nico still going to eat? He probably will. But yeah,
I think
there's
so.
going to be other things going on.
I think
like
the
the
X
Schultz
factor is
one.
going to have to be Schultz. Schultz for 4
You have
catches.
to. Yeah, you have to. You got to get another option in there. You got to open up the middle of the field too.
What's the payout on that, Saj?
Plus 120. So some good extra juice on that. on that
Jones
bad
likes
boy
that plus
for 4
money,
catches.
so
I love that. I love that plus money.
And
Everybody likes to play.
when I bet on I bet on Dalton Schultz over 4.5 receptions when they went up against the Colts in that last regular season game. And he was throwing him the ball. Stroud wasn't throwing the best passes to him. So I was like, damn it, man. He had one catch out of like 4 or 5 targets going into the fourth quarter, like the last 2 drives. And on like the second to last drive when they were down and they were trying to score, he threw to Dalton Schultz 4 times in one drive. Caught them all.
Yeah.
So, I would think, like I said, coming from behind, I think Baltimore is going to be leading for majority of the game. I think just hit Schultz on, little check down passes and
you know what they say, man.
4
Young
catches.
quarterbacks
That's
plus
simple for a guy like that. It could be simple.
Think of the tight end talent in these 2 games, right? You got Schultz, and then you got questions of Mark Andrews being back.
But Isaiah Likely's a stud as well.
Isaiah Likely is a
pretty
stud
damn good.
The Ravens, and then over on the 49ers side, you got George Kittle. So I mean, there's going to be some action here with the tight ends too. No, I love it. You got anything on this one, Whit?
No, I like that one. I a young quarterback's best friend is obviously a tight end, man. I think he's going to check down a lot. I anticipate him to have 6-7 catches, and if they don't come early, they'll come late because I think they will be trailing. Probably not going to lay too much on this. I don't like the line. I think Baltimore blows them out, but I don't know that the money's worth the plus 9.5. I'd send the money somewhere else. There's other opportunities out there, in my opinion. I think Baltimore is gonna win by 16.
Damn. See, I'm a little.
And it's a colder
area.
game. It's like 20 to 25 degrees out there. So
A little chilly.
Call it Jones. Call it Jones. Do it.
Yeah, I'm kind of taking my shot. Like I said, I really like the Texans at plus 9.5 right here. I don't know what it is. I said earlier on one of our previous shows, I think with the Green Bay San Fran game, I think that's the game that there's going to be a little bit of a lead there. I think the 49ers are going to stomp on the Packers. But when it comes to this Texans-Ravens game, I don't know, man. There's just something I've seen in C.J. Stroud lately. Like I said, he's got poise. He's got leadership. He just stays calm. He doesn't look like he's like, as a rookie, he just looks like he knows what he's doing. This is where he wants to be. And that leadership there in the pocket carries volume for some of these younger guys, which I love. You can get them going. Nico Collins has been balling out for CJ. They got him right now at over 77.5 at minus 115. I'm going to sprinkle a little something on that one today. He's had some nice 90-yard games, some 190-yard games throughout the season. I mean, this is CJ's main guy right here. I just see that 77.5 to be really low right now. Out of his, he's doing really well. So I'm gonna take that there, 77.5 at minus 115 for Nico Collins. Like he was kind of talking about, I mean, this is the guy they're gonna try to shut down, but CJ knows this is his number one target. He's gonna find him the ball, and Nico will definitely get some receptions in this game. So I'm rolling with that one, and then I got another one I'm gonna sprinkle a little something on just to see how it goes. But I'm gonna rock with the CJ Stroud over 1.5 touchdowns right there. That's at plus 165 right now. You can catch that one. I like that plus money. I see this as some great odds to just sprinkle a little something on it and everything. Like I said, these Texans just got nothing to lose right now. They did so good in their first year quarterback, first year head coach in DeMeco Ryans. Let's just ball out. Let's have fun. This is what you want to do.
I heard that CJ Stroud also does the smell and salt thing. So I knew you were going to be in on him this morning.
I don't know. I like guys with that leadership and poise, man. That goes a long way.
You know, I agree with you on C.J. Stroud's piece of, I mean, he played at Ohio State. He's been to Michigan. He's been in big games. This isn't like
For sure.
this won't be a game that's too big for them, right? But just, I mean, Baltimore's. I like this. I like the number ones. You know, I just gotta. I feel they're gonna do what they do today. I told you guys, what was it, Tuesday? Nobody was shot calling Green Bay or Houston 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
They
for
go-
sure.
They upset some teams, and now they're the Cinderella. They're the darlings. They can shock the world. I still think Houston's like plus 3,000 on the Super Bowl. So Vegas
Wow.
doesn't think they're going to make it there either. It's just recency bias in a way, and then the
No
way
faith.
the Browns just folded. Oh my goodness, you
Yeah.
know. So you could be right though. I think Nico's going to eat. How does he not? He always does. So
I mean, you got to
And
get your
Humphries
number
is
one guy
out.
the ball. Yeah. You got to find a way. We'll see.
but you're not going to freeze CJ. He'll be there. He's going to
Yeah,
be
I
ready to
got you.
play.
100%. Yeah. We'll see
And
what goes on. You guys got anything though? Are you liking anything? I know E's kind of staying away from this one, but with that, and then I heard Witt's going with a 2-touchdown game for the Ravens. But how are we liking the spreads here? Houston Texans at that plus 9.5. Ravens at minus 9.5 at minus 112.
I like it. I just don't think the payout's there, but I think Baltimore wins by 2 touchdowns. I think it's 13, 17-point game. Like I don't think it's even going to be. They might get a backdoor cover. That's the only thing I'd be worried about. But I think they're going to come out. It's going to be cold. They're going to be physical. I think Lamar Jackson, as long as he doesn't get dinged early, I think he's going to have his way with them. D'Amico Ryan. I mean, they're going to number one when you play Lamar Jackson, you got to have a player on him at all times. So you're down one, right? So you got to have a spy, but the spy is not as fast as Lamar. So if you can keep Lamar in check and force him to throw the ball, I think you keep it within 7 to 10. But I think that's lofty hopes, man. I honestly think they win by 13, 17 points at home. I think this team is young. If they get down early, watch out. I wouldn't say they're going to fold, but they're going to become one-dimensional. It's going to be difficult to run as it is. But if you're down, 10 points late in the third, where do you go? You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I think one, like I said, I'm staying off the spread, but
Yeah.
for the show, I'll take the points, and I'll explain it why. It's just you're going to give me almost 10 points. Let's say Baltimore's up at half. They got a nice lead, 13-point lead. What I see Gus Edwards. I see them running the ball the entire third quarter. 2 yard, 3 yard, 5 yard, snip, 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 and just leaving that back door open. And you almost have to have a perfect game without a turnover, without something kooky that lets them slip into that, that 9 points at the very end. But this year, man, Baltimore has shut out quarters just running the ball.
yeah,
They haven't even thrown when they get that lead. And that's kind of what I'll see.
Yeah.
But I'll take points in it.
I'm gonna talk. That's another game. I think that's 2 games. I think that's going to happen in. But I think this game is definitely where C.J. Stroud gets the ball. If he goes 3 and out in a quarter, he may not see it again, depending on how it starts. You know what I mean? If they Baltimore starts with the ball and they have a drive, they sustain that drive, they kick a field goal, what have you, and then C.J. Stroud goes 3 and out, he may not see the ball that quarter again. So I agree with E, especially late. Baltimore likes to run the ball. They're going to run the ball. It'll be interesting with Dalvin Cook and stuff, see how that works
Yeah,
out.
that Dalvin Cook's going to be interesting.
I know you weren't on. We missed you the other night, but I feel like that was like a slap in the face, man. Guy comes off, the Jets, goes to a practice squad for 2 weeks, and you cut. I know Gordon's got fumble issues, but that was like, man, we could just plug this guy in, give him some reps in this game because we know we're going to win anyways. This position's basically that to me. That's the only thing. If the Texans come out, that was disrespectful, man. You're just going to plug this guy in. That's going to plug this guy in.
I mean, it's
the dude couldn't hang onto
it's
the
a
ball.
business,
Whit.
right? It's a business. It's a business. If I can get an upgrade somewhere, Cook didn't play for the Jets.
No, I know.
I don't know
But I'm
what
saying
they're-
that's the whole point. The
Yeah,
guy
I
hasn't
mean, I
played.
don't know. That's what I mean. I don't know what Baltimore is using as the bar to say, hey, this guy. I don't know, but yeah,
I think
if
it's
you
better-
get someone in,
yeah.
it's
I mean,
cutthroat.
I see it as, Baltimore's Super Bowl chances right now. And I mean, they could not go on with Melvin Gordon for what they want to accomplish this year.
Well, I know that's
I mean,
the whole
it's
point,
Super
bro.
Bowl or bust right now for the Ravens.
That's the whole point.
You know what I
They
mean?
plug Dalvin Cook in like it's a scrimmage. You know what I mean? You could have kept Gordon on the roster. I don't know.
No, I feel you.
But you just plug this guy in as your RB1. Like you didn't put him in the game before. The Jets were able to have 2-3 running backs. It's just crazy to me. If you're the Texans, you're like, okay, I get Dalvin Cook, but I don't know. What we're gonna see if they get to Stroud. I think Stroud's mobility is going to be key. If they get to Stroud, I don't even think this game is close.
Yeah. And I'd
Todd,
even
what do you
look
think it's
at I'll throw out I had 2 plays for this one. I mean, anytime touchdown score for both teams, who would you go with? You're gonna say him.
You see, he perk up when he said anytime touchdown. Like,
What guy?
Well, so-
Anytime.
I mean, you're putting the boots on me now here. So you're looking at Gus Edwards.
They got Gus
Okay, cool.
Edwards at plus 115, so I'm going.
then-
I'm going
and then-
Gus the bus.
Yes, the bus.
I mean, this guy has, he's been pretty damn good in the red zone for him. Running the ball, and in the cold weather, milking the clock. You get down to the 5, you pound Gus 2 times easily on the first one. See how that goes. Get back to the 1, you're gonna pound him again. So both of those at plus money, Gus Edwards and Dalton. I don't see a world where not one of them hits, or like where both of them miss. I mean, one of them's gonna hit, in my opinion. So both at plus money, you're still gonna go some. Those are probably gonna be only 2 plays that I have on this: is Gus Edwards anytime and the Dalton Schultz. He's hit it in 3 out of his last 5 as well. And damn, how many touchdowns does he have in his last 10? 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 touchdowns in the last 10 games for Gus.
Maybe look
I mean,
at,
money too.
and I'm not. It's not a play, but we're talking about those checkdowns. Maybe look at was it Michi also at 225.5? But I'm not doing anything. Like now, I think we're reaching. We're trying to find things. If it didn't hit us at first,
Yeah.
just take a knee. Just take a knee.
No, it's like what you always say. You got to stay with the trends right now. Who's gonna come out big in these big games and everything. Who's been showing out throughout the season. Sach, you seen anything with the spread here though? How do you feel on that?
I'll lean Baltimore.
You like
Like I
them over
said, I
the-
just don't see any value in betting one of the spreads. It just
No, yeah, I agree.
because if whatever way it goes, you're just gonna be like, okay, I see that happen. Then you look like a jackass when it's over, and you're like, I don't know why I even
so we
looked
have
at that.
we have where we're at. I think we're at the stoplight right now, hesitation, that causes traffic accidents. Jones trying to get us to an intersection on something that we don't feel is safe right now. You know what I mean? Keep trying to we've given our thing. Jones like, what you seeing with this? Jones,
I just want to see what side you guys line on.
Sach gave a nice soliloquy at the beginning of what he felt compelled about. You know what I mean? But Jones is like, but what about? You know what I mean? The guy just reckless, abandoned.
What about this one? Are we going with red or black?
That's Jones. Let's go to Vegas, put it all on black. He's always like, no. I told you, I think it's 2 touchdown game. I like Sach.
I got you.
The beginning,
Yeah.
I think the over for Schultz. I like that.
Yeah, I like the Schultz.
I hear
over.
you.
I'm gonna bang that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, cool stuff. That game starts at 2:31 today. That is Mountain Standard Time, the first game of the day. Looking forward to that one. Let's take a quick intermission. I just wanted to throw out there, see how you guys felt about this. But we'll roll over to quick NBA last night. Nuggets beating the Celtics in their home territory, snapping the streak, getting it done, showing what the world champions are about. How do we feel about that one? Real quick.
I think that's a big win for Nuggets, but it's very concerning for the Nuggets. You can't rely on Jamal and Jokic to do that every big game. I mean, the supporting cast was god awful, bro. I'm watching the game. Aaron Gordon non-existent, KCP non-existent. They're airballing wide open threes, bro. No one on the bench is doing anything. MPJ is struggling. So I mean, yeah,
Bro,
it's all cool that the Nuggets did win, but you've been saying it, Zeej, too. Like the
No, yeah, come
cast
one-
scoring is very concerning for the Nuggets right now. They did win, but
So
What, I think the NBA trade deadline is February 8th. I'd like to see some move. February 8th. Yeah, I'd like to see some moves there because I agree with you, Sach. When the role players go out, when Jokic especially leaves the floor, I mean that second team that comes in for the Nuggets, they struggle.
it's bad. It's bad when there's a stat. There's a stat for that. There's a stat in itself that says non-Jokic minutes. That's bad.
Yeah,
When there's a whole stat for itself.
Dude, the other crazy thing was you talk about the air ball, and man, I watched Peyton Watson shoot 2 back-to-back threes that didn't touch anything, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, how do you do that? How do you not even hit a little glass or something? Just didn't even hit anything. Just a total nuke coming down to the
Jokic 34,
floor.
Murray 35, Gordon 2, MPJ 13, Caldwell Pope 5, Watson 9, Reggie 4. That's not good.
let me tell you what's concerning. Number one,
Let me hear it, Whit.
the Nuggets didn't win this game. The Celtics lost it. 2 for 17 3-point between Tatum and Brown. 2 for 17. 22 points and 13 points at home in your own house. At some point, number one, that's where their maturity has to come in. You're 2 for 17. You're 1 for 9. You're 1 for 8. Stop shooting threes. You both have able body to get into the paint. Get to the paint when you want to. Why are you doing that? You lose 102 to 100. You're talking about 2 buckets, 3 buckets here, there. That's where the maturity of the Celtics. That's why the Celtics didn't beat Golden State a few years ago. That's why they'll probably lose this year again. Like they just, I get it. White led them with 24 points. Porzingis had 21, Tatum 22, Brown 13. You cannot have your 2 superstars you pay that much money to go 2 for 17 and not have some sort of self-awareness that it's not falling tonight. Let me go ahead and get to the paint. Both big boys, they get down there. That was ridiculous, man. And from a Nugget standpoint, I love the Nuggets. I love the way they play. But Joker, like, his rucksack can only carry so much. Like, how much weight can he put in that thing? Dude, you get to playoff time, you get to game 5, 6, 7, you're on the road. He can't do all that, man. Murray's got to do more. Gordon's got to do more. All these guys, they have to step up. So, dude,
well, yeah,
it was bad.
That's how we need Murray to play, because Murray can be inconsistent at times, but how he played last night is how we need him to play in these big games.
Yeah, I just don't. I think Murray, man, the knee, and I just think he's not. I think he looks tired, bro. I don't know what he looks, but dude, the Celtics lost that game. They had every opportunity to win that game at home and just lacked the self-awareness to say, hey, we got Porzingis dumping it here. We got Tatum. We're going to switch, have a mismatch. Jaylen Brown can get to the paint when he wants to get to the free throw line. You're at home, 102, 100. Ridiculous point total, especially when you're 2 for 17 from your stars. I think their overall 3-point percentage was 31%, 31.8, and then Denver's at 25. So Denver shot 25%. You're shooting 31% for the game, and you lose by 2. It's like, come on, man. I've never been a Tatum guy, though. I think he's consistently inconsistent. Just not him and Devin Booker they can fill it up, but there's times you're like, where are they?
Let me give you what's really concerning, right? And Sauce is right. One, it's not a 2-on-2 game. That's not going to maintain. But what the hell? The Denver Nuggets are world champs. In order to beat the man, you got to be the man. You got to do whatever it is, right? And you're excited that the world champs beat a team out in the East. Like, when would that ever be happening around here? You should be in there beating them, right? You should be winning. But here's what's going on with Boston. You brought it up. I didn't know we were going to discuss it, so I brought up like their last 10. Boston's struggling too, and no, not to pick on you there, but they're kind of like the Cowboys. Boston is beating who they should beat. They've lost to Denver. They beat the Kings. They beat Toronto. They beat the Rockets. They lost to the Bucks. They lost to the Pacers. Then they come back and they beat the Kings again, Toronto, Detroit, and Lakers. They're beating who they should be, but when they play a compatible team, they're not winning. At least the last 10. This was a good win. Hopefully, it's momentum for the Nuggets. But Nuggets need to remember they're the champs.
No, hands
they're walking
down,
the aisle, baby.
They're the world champs.
They go. But then why would you be excited that they beat Boston? I am the world champ. I should be beating Boston.
Yeah, no,
Until somebody
100%. I agree with you. Like I said, though, we knew they were going to walk into the Celtics place hearing about this streak and everything, and that the world champs were going to go in there.
The
and
streak,
show,
the
right?
streak was
like if they were going to lose to the one team there, they were going to lose to the Nuggets. But no, we'll see what happens. February 8th, trade deadline coming and everything.
That's when the season starts after the
for sure,
trade deadline.
Yeah, and ZJ, you said like Jamal Murray, like he needs to play like that. That's not happening. He's not shooting 15 for 20. He shot 15 for 21. That's insane for a star guard like that.
No, I hear you. I'm just saying, he does have his games where he's inconsistent and everything. He needs to be in that, 27 and a half, 28 and a half though plus range points wise and everything.
Yeah, and the thing with
can't always go through Jokic.
The thing with Boston is they start playing hero ball and a little jealousy starts going out there. Porzingis was going stupid the first quarter. How does he finish with 21 points?
Yeah.
How do you score 16 in the first quarter and finish with 21?
It's like they get jealousy and then they don't know. And I said this the other night. They don't know who's taking the last shot. They have options, but they don't know. And the others don't want to genuinely concede like that. You should have been Porzingis. Should have had 32.
He should have had 30.
You couldn't get 8 in the third.
30
you couldn't sprinkle 16 points throughout the rest of the game. They should have just kept going to him, wore him down. I think that's where Tatum and Brown, I believe there's like underlying like something, because the last couple of years when they signed Jaylen Brown, I was shocked because it's like I agree with you, Sacha. Go to Porzingis until it's like, okay, this doesn't work anymore. They've shifted the defense. Let's do something different. They just stopped doing it.
Yeah. Because the last 3 quarters, you didn't even know Porzingis was playing.
I'll tell you one more thing though, and then we could bounce back with it. But I am tired of the media blowing up the Celtics like they are some world champions. All this stuff. I mean, the media is on the Celtics every year. And it's kind of to what you were saying at the same point, like, Tatum and Brown, really good players. But when they get into the big games, it seems like there's nowhere to be found from these guys. I feel like the one thing the Celtics are always missing is they don't have that big veteran presence there to help these guys kind of overcome what's going on. Because it's like we rely on these 2 guys and they just fall in these big games.
You have to look at the media for entertainment purposes, right? That's really what it is. They're not giving you any, and I'm not going to say they give you facts, but that's not what they're looking at. Look, Boston's a big market, a historical market. Why do you talk about this? Why are we talking about the Lakers? I don't know. They lost last night again. They got run by the Nets at home. They got run by the Nets at home. They're not even in the playing game, but will lead the story with the Lakers. You know what I mean? So don't worry about where all that's coming in at, because you're never going to win that market. New York, Boston, LA, they're just those huge markets. And so, hey, I like what Denver did last year. They just paced themselves, did their own thing, let the world talk about what they wanted to.
They just played their game.
The best thing that could have happened was Embiid winning the MVP. And it was like, all right, Joker's like, okay, that's cool. He's a European, calm, and I'm not saying anything, but I'm sure he's like, okay, I'll show you who the MVP is.
He took that personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
so. But you're not going to win that battle against who's getting talked about. We talk about a Lakers team that's not even in the playoff game,
and we're still talking about these guys all week, and we're not even in the playoffs.
Yeah, because it sells. People are going to get clicks. People are going to watch. People are going to tune in. Right? It's feeding your emotional, disappointment is what it's feeding. Like the Lakers play. The Lakers beat the Jazz. They beat the Thunder, and then they beat the Mavs. Right? So the Nets. But they were talking about, the Lakers finally right. AD. It's like, dude, come on, relax, man. They won the in-season tournament. They've struggled. It's the Lakers, bro. They're not. We'll see. They need to make a trade. They need a shooter.
To the point there, like I saw Monday this week. God, Monday, Tuesday, whatever it was. But the First Take had the largest viewership in their history, and it was all just to listen to Stephen A. talk about the Cowboys. Yeah. They're not even in the playoffs anymore.
Yeah.
Why are you talking about a team that's sitting at home? It's because it sells. It's, hey, we're getting views. Find yourself a nice sports network that gives you like the legit stuff. and then watch that for entertainment.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
Find yourself a 104.3 The Fan local.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, cool stuff. I just kind of wanted to hop into that. Kind of want to hear your guys' takes. This NBA season should be a good one. Again, we'll go over some more stuff, especially like E said, the real season starts February 8th for that trade deadline. But let's hop back into the NFL slate of things. Give the people what they want for that second game of the night. 6:16 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. We have the Green Bay Packers at the San Francisco 49ers. We saw a little line shift on this one, went up half a point. Green Bay is now a +10 at -108. San Fran -10 at -112.
Ooh.
What are we seeing for this game, fellas?
And so let me throw a stat at you.
Yeah.
7 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. That's Jordan Love against zone defense. So look for a heavy dose of zone defense, especially with the amount of weapons he has roaming free out there. I think that's where Dallas messed up. I don't think they played a lot of zone throughout the year, and then they exploited the zone. But I think that's going to be huge if they cannot run the ball and he's forced to throw the ball and they can go into dime. Yeah, I think it's going to be a long day for Jordan Love, especially the way they get after the quarterback. So that's weird that he's struggling like that against zone, but that means his aptitude or his acumen for reading that pre-snap is something's off. So that shows his immaturity. So I look for the Niners to play a lot of zone. I think the Niners cover this. Looking into it a little bit deeper, I think they cover it. So Brock Purdy.
Wait. So last episode, you were.
Here's why I'm shifting. Not only that.
I got
looking at some tape. I went in the Iron Cage and looked at some tape. Peep this out. You've never seen. I don't think you've ever seen this. Brock Purdy leads the league in passing yards per attempt, right? Yards per attempt. Christian McCaffrey, yards per carry, first in the NFL. Kittle, first in yards per catch by a tight end in the NFL. And then Yak, Debo Sanders. 4 playmakers lead first in the NFL in all those categories. I think unless they turn the ball over 3 or more times, I think that the Niners are going to cover this very easy. I don't think it could be a backdoor cover, but I think they win by 10. I like 9.5 better because I think they win by 10. I don't like the +10, but I think the Niners will cover it. Went in, did some more research. I was like, something's not passing the smell test. Purdy's had some bad games. I think he had a really bad game recently. I think Jordan Love coming off his game. I think we're kind of like you saw a girl at school, and she was very conservative, and all of a sudden the first day of summer hit, and you're at the pool and you saw her in a bathing suit, and you're feeling like a little bit different about her, but she's still the same conservative girl. You know what I mean? So
I'll let you guys roll and keep it going. But like I said, this is the game where I really think the San Francisco 49ers are going to steamroll the Packers. I think these guys are just primed. So many weapons, defensively, offensively. And Shanahan's got these guys ready to go. I mean, they've been waiting for this. They were preparing for the Packers at halftime versus the Cowboys.
Yeah, you heard it.
So I'm gonna stay with that. I really think this is the game where the 49ers are just gonna get well over the Packers and everything. But we'll hop back over to Sach and E.
It's funny because I knew I was going to get called when I brought this up, but I'm also with the Niners, even though I said take Houston in the points, but they're 2 different teams. And the Niners. Here's the other part to it. I think I was listening while I was looking at my phone. I was trying to bring it up, but I'm almost sure 3/4 of San Francisco's game this year, they've been 9-point favorites.
Yeah.
9 or better. You know what I mean? This is just where it's been all year for these guys. Last year, Seattle Seahawks beat the Rams, wild card. Came up to San Fran. Everybody, you remember Geno? He didn't open the mail, all that crap, and everybody same thing. People were like, "Man, this team, Geno Spark, and we got Metcalf, what's going on?" And the Niners were 9.5-point favorites, and they won by like 19 points. This whole thing to me started last year when Brock Purdy got hurt, and it was the NFC Championship game, and they have had this whole season circled now for this year. They felt they could beat the Eagles with Purdy, and it's just time. It's time for these guys to eat. That's what I don't even see going any other way. Green Bay, and Green Bay to Sauce's point, how he was saying, hey, Green Bay's got Green Bay had Dallas's number. San Fran's got Green Bay's number recently in the playoffs. Aaron Rodgers trek up there every year and come back home. So a lot of trends there, but gosh, they're so stacked, and this is what they've been waiting for. I think it's going to be a great game. It's going to be interesting. There's a lot of angles out here to look at, but I'm with the Niners.
Yeah, I mean, Matt LaFleur, when they went up there, 3 years ago, when they went up in Green Bay in that cold-ass weather, and I think Green Bay only scored 7 points with Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. And there was a stat, I forgot what it was. I'm sure you guys have seen it, though, that I think Shanahan's like 5-0 against LaFleur.
Yeah.
And he was kind of like his understudy, so he hasn't taken down the
teacher, student and the teacher
yet. Yeah, student and the teacher. The
this
teacher is still there.
Packers got 9 first-rounders on defense, dude. It's not LaFleur. If they can't get it done, I don't know what Jair's status is. I haven't looked at that. Probably game time decision. But, dude, they can't get it done. Like, it's not LaFleur. Like, he has them boys prepped. He has them ready. He just doesn't have the talent that the Niners have. So,
yeah, true.
It's and people forget too. This San Fran defense. I mean, this is scary. Chase Young, Fred Warner, Nick Bosa. I mean, those guys are coming for Jordan Love's neck. Everything. So it's gonna be cool to see. But and then I just think they're just so well prepared. Shanahan has got these guys prepared. They got so many options on offense. If one guy's not doing it, they just got. That you just pick who you want to give the ball to at this point. And I got a little player prop for you guys. I really like this one. He has hit this in 8 out of his last 10 games. He's made a lot of money for Sach and myself throughout the year. We are rolling with George Kittle
and bits.
Over 53.5 yards at -115. I love it here. I feel like guys are going to be pressuring Christian McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, the outside guys. But I love when you can open up the middle of the field and get these guys going. And George Kittle's that dude too. I mean, he'll go up and get it for you.
a lot of weapons on that team, man.
A lot of weapons on that team. But I love this one. Like I said, he's hit this in 8 out of the last 10 games.
Okay.
I'm in
What was it?
53.5. He's come out clutch for Sach and myself this year. We've been on George Kittle a good
Is
amount.
that -115, you said?
-115. Yeah, put that in your wheelhouse.
I've even been looking at George Kittle's longest reception. I've hit that a couple times with him throughout the year. They got it at like 22.5. He's hit his longest reception 8 out of the last 10 games. I don't even know if you really count the last one.
What's Purdy at touchdown wise? Sach.
Oh, he's probably at like 1.5.
1.5.
Yeah.
Most are 1.5. Yeah.
Most
probably
are
got
1.5.
Use that 1.5. No, I think they got Purdy at 2.5.
Nah, no shot.
So I like if it's at 2.5. I thought it was at 1.5. I like the over. I think he'll throw 2.
Yeah, they have him at 2.5 at plus 200.
They got
1.5.
Purdy at 2.5. Yeah, they got him pretty high.
So I'd take the under on that, and you can put that in your pipe and smoke it. Zach. Put that in your wheelhouse. That's like, you know what I mean?
You gonna roll with that though? You like the under there? It's not a bad under.
I like the under, and I like Sach's. I like Kittle longest reception. I like that. I like it more than the 53.5. And the reason I say that is I think there's so many weapons, and I think they're gonna run the ball more than people think they're gonna run the ball, and they're gonna have a lot of swing passes, check downs early. Packers can't stop the run, so I think it's gonna be a heavy dose. Look for McCaffrey to get 25 plus.
Well, because he didn't even play a lot in the Washington game. I'm assuming, right? I didn't watch that game because it really didn't mean anything. So how long did he even play? Like maybe the first quarter.
There may be some rust there. Game speeds up.
But I mean, the 4 games before that, his longest catch was 32, 44, 35, 58. So he's always good to break. He's always good to catch a little 18-yarder and take it about 10 more yards after the catch. So I don't know. It's not an official play, but I mean, I like something with Kittle today.
I like it. I'll put that in my wheelhouse.
No, yeah, I'm telling you guys, look, definitely, I love that play, the George Kittle one. I like it a lot.
What's a McCaffrey first half touchdown? I know ESPN Bet don't have it. no first halves, but I know FanDuel does those. I just haven't even looked at it. That's what I've been playing the first half McCaffrey touchdown over his anytime, obviously, for obvious reasons, but that's always a better play if you're going to do that. Just throw him in there for a first half.
Yeah, someone's got to get the guys rolling. So we're all go ahead.
All
Esau.
nice.
This is what I got for you on this one. Plus money. Plus
There we go.
275.
$275. Here comes
Plus
a hot take.
275. Right. And I'm looking at it if for those that think Green Bay is going to be competitive. Okay. But take Aaron Jones leading in receiving and rushing. So at the end of the game, he'll have the top. You add those together, he'll have
yards.
the top receiving and
top.
rushing.
I got you.
The only one above him is Christian McCaffrey, and Debo was below him. I don't see how Green Bay competes at all without Aaron Jones being in this game plan. So there's not a number to it. All he has to do is be at the top of it at the end.
For
So
the
you're not
entire
looking at
game or
like,
for the
hey,
Packers?
For the game between everybody, he'll have the most receiving plus rushing yards.
Ooh.
275.
I mean, yeah,
it's
he's the
275,
big-
so it's not something that you're going to say, hey, yeah, that's great. If it was that close, then it would be a minus.
Yeah.
Right.
This is almost plus 300. But I think if you think Green Bay's in the game, besides maybe Watson over his 28 and a half, what's Green Bay's offense? Look what Aaron Jones did to Dallas. What do you have? 3 TDs out there, and he's healthy. Best thing could have happened to him was getting hurt in the season, so he can rest up.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
It's plus 275, so it's not Brock Purdy's going to throw one touchdown in this game. You know what I mean? But if it hits, it's there. I'm playing it. I like it. Get some money back on it, some value.
No, I like that too. It's like we talked about. I mean, who are your go-to guys here? Your seasoned vets here. That's Aaron Jones. He, like we talked about earlier, he was hurt most of the season, but then when he came back, I mean, he's just ready to go. He's primed. He's ready for he's the guy on the Packers that's ready for this game the most, for sure, hands down.
Yeah.
But I also like Watson 28 and a half. That's
Here's one that I was looking at too, but I don't know. So Dontavion Wicks, the receiver for the Packers, they got his longest reception at 17 and a half. And I always love longest receptions. I love it, but he's hit it in 9 straight games over 17 and a half of his longest catch. 9 straight.
That's Wicks. What's the odds?
Minus 110.
Minus 110.
17 and a half? Fuck.
Yeah.
And he's not a big time receiver for him, but he's just the dude that just catches just that one ball.
I got you.
But I'm like, fuck, I don't know if I want to. I just threw those two out there. I'll pick one of them, but might play both of them.
So we're all in agreement too here. We got San Fran putting up 2 scores on these guys.
I think San Fran will cover. McCaffrey on 2 weeks of rest.
Yeah, it's a lot of time.
He's going to be blazing out there.
Let's just hope everyone's healthy.
I got you didn't see it, but I got absolutely ridiculed. I got crucified by Witt on the last episode for saying the 49ers were going to roll over these guys. And now for some reason or form, everyone's like, oh yeah.
Well, I think sometimes
I got ridiculed.
I think sometimes you've been with somebody so long that you don't see their flaws, and you need when your boy starts saying some things, you got to take a closer look. You know what I mean, and start really. How did you meet? How's it been going recently? Do I have recently bias? Did we just get off a nice Bohemian vacation? I think that's where we're at with the Packers. I think they went to Dallas. I don't think Dallas was an extremely physical team. So I had to go back, man. I had to have a sit down with her, and I had to talk, hey, here's where I need you to improve. And I don't think those improvements can be done over a week. So I think next year, look for them to do more. But, I appreciate you, Myers, man, putting that in my wheelhouse.
Does anyone know Robbie Larson? Does anyone know a Robbie Larson?
Yeah, he was on the live chat last night.
Oh, he said I didn't see his comment, but he said JoJo MVP as in Joel Embiid. That was like 20 minutes ago when we were talking about it.
Shout out our guy Robbie Larson.
Yeah, Rob. Thanks for
Is he
watching,
still in here?
brother.
Where is Robert? I know.
Yeah, Robbie, if you're still in the chat, go ahead and give us a thumbs up.
Something just ding.
We're gonna have a guest appearance.
But okay.
Nice.
So all on 49ers, nice guys. Anything else you want to throw out there, player props wise? If not, we'll keep it rolling. Like I said, the game hasn't started yet. Packers can still do their thing. It's about the 4 inch. It's about the inches, game of inches. So we'll see how it rolls. But any last minute picks or plays you guys are rolling with?
No, I mean I'm gonna just lock in the 2 plays: Dalton Schultz, Gus Edwards, and Kittle longest catch. Those will be my 3. I'm staying away from the spreads, but two going with the Ravens and the Niners. That's I'm gonna keep it simple.
I got you.
And let me
go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry, Joe. I thought you go last. I feel like Shaquille O'Neal. It's not 1-2 back to 1. It's 1-2.
No,
3.
go ahead. Go ahead. My bad. I overstepped.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah, this is like NBA TNT.
I'm definitely I'm playing the Schultz. That's in there. And then I had the Aaron Jones, as I told you, to lead at the end of the game. That's a reach, but it's plus 275. Why not? But what I wanted we'll talk about it tomorrow, but I want it now because it keeps rising. So I just want to put this out there. Baker Mayfield, I got it last night over 258. It's up to 260 now. But if you can take Baker over his passing yards, I'll give you all the information tomorrow on that. But I don't want you to get stuck where that thing just goes out the roof. But
yeah, it's going to be up to 267 before.
I really like a lot of tomorrow stuff. But, yeah, that's where I'm at, guys.
Real quick. Did you guys want to do one tomorrow? Because if not, we can roll today. I didn't know what everyone's schedule was like. I was gonna go over those 2 games and not give out player props, but just kind of roll through them and get the spreads and everything. I didn't know if you guys wanted to talk about them tomorrow or whatnot.
Talk about it now since we're here. I could give you my ration. I'll wait. Go ahead, Whit. You wrap up. I'm overstepping too.
No, I like it. I like it all. Like I said, I think they're going to win. I think they'll cover. The Niners will cover, and I don't think it'll be close. Player props. I like Sachi's player props. I'll probably get on the Kittle longest reception. The Aaron Jones. I may put a little. What we say, Joe? I'll sprinkle a little bit of that. That plus 275.
Yeah, a little sprinkle.
We'll
see.
Something
light.
My only fear with that, but I'm gonna put something on it. But my only hesitation with that is if the Packers get down early, doesn't negate his rushing yards. But then again, do they try to rush the ball to keep time of possession so they can keep possession? So I like that at plus 275. So yeah, I got that written down. I hit that, and I like Sachi's Kittle longest reception because he has hit that 8 of the last 10 or whatever.
Yeah.
Cool. And once again for my play for this game, like I said, hit out of 8 out of the last 10 games. He's been really big this year. I'm rocking with that George Kittle over 53.5 receiving yards. Love it here. You got to open up the middle of the field. You got to get some options going. So that's at minus 115 again. George Kittle over 53.5, and we'll rock and roll.
Nice.
But yeah, so let's roll over to the Bucks Detroit Lions. These are our Sunday edition games, guys. This Bucks Lions game will take off tomorrow at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Baker Mayfield versus Jared Goff. What are we liking?
I'm going Baker and the Bucks with the points on this one. I'm not gonna overthink it. Like I said, I think just that pass defense will keep them. We'll keep the Bucks in the game, and I like Baker's over passing yards as well against those guys. So, we covered this in a couple other ones, but I'm staying with Baker. And it's in a dome, so weather's not going to be a factor.
You saw that. You saw the Todd Bowles interview where the reporter asked, "How do you
the Detroit weather
cold?"
Yeah,
he was like, "You know they play in the dome." Like he was trying to be really nice about it, but I was like, "Man, that's a bad look."
I like Tampa in the points as well, and then of course I told you in this one Baker over is 258 or 260 now. Let me just give you give you Detroit's last 5 quarterbacks. Of course, Bradford. Bradford's a baller. 267. We know the future Hall of Famer Nick Mullins went for 396. Dak hit him up right before that for 345. Nick Mullins one more time, 411. And then Russell Wilson went for 223, but Russell's average is 204. I mean, I think they stay in their game. They stay in these games, obviously, because of that offense is so quick in scoring. But that defense has been a sieve. Yeah. And it's been specifically, I mean, Baker, if they win the game like we think they're gonna, he's gonna be airing it out. Yeah. It could be Evans, Godwin, but man, the guy, I just maybe Vegas sees something I'm not seeing, but that I'm gonna jump on that. That's all day with those. I mean, you gave Nick Mullins in 2 games, you almost gave Nick Mullins 800 yards. Baker can do something better than that.
Well, I think you're right. Yeah, I like the Baker's over passing yards, and because I think that they're going to have to throw the ball because they can't stop the run. So I think it's just going to be. I think the tight end Lions they're going to exploit the middle of the field through the run and through the tight end play, and then I think they'll get one over the top. But I don't think Tampa hasn't stopped the run all year. So Baker's going to. The problem is when you look at Baker's over, I like the over passing yards, but if Baker has to throw it 40 times. I don't know that Tampa wins.
Here Baker's last 5 games. Eagles 337. That Carolina game he had 137. That was at a 9-6 game. So he did have it's there. But Dallas 309. Jacksonville 238. I'm sorry 283. And then I don't even know what I had that team as. But then 381 their last one. So I mean he is throwing the ball around. What makes Detroit's defense all of a sudden this stopgap?
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. Oh, that's the one out of all weekend that stood out to me. Out of all the stuff we're doing, I said, man, Baker. And Baker, to Jones's point, Baker's got that swag going back again. He's going in there, Brett Favre and gunslinging.
Again, it's just another one of those teams like it when you started the season off, who'd have thought the Bucs would be in this playoff run? You'd maybe expect them to get maybe 6 or 7 games this season, right? Now they're trying to make a playoff run. Yeah, to E's point, Baker's just got the swag. Another team that's really just got nothing to lose here. Let's just go out fighting, So
yeah.
I've been rolling with Sach on this one. I just love I'll give my analysis tomorrow for some player props, but I just love the Bucs here in this game. And I love their spread at +6.5, right? I feel like it will be a close game, field goal scoring game in general, but
what's so funny? What?
Zach was like, Eric was like, I'll give my rationale tomorrow. And you're like, no, let's do it now. You guys want to do it now? So he pressured me.
We're not on tomorrow. We're going to go through
I meant like on the socials, like outside of the show, I'll toss it. I meant like on the.
Let's get these guys out the way. Let's get these guys out the way, man.
First he has us give our summaries, and he's like, no, we're not done with the show yet, though. We're not done. Let me get the summary.
I meant like I'll toss some player props out on the socials because I didn't know if we were gonna do a show tomorrow or not, but let me live.
Well, we won't do a show tomorrow because we gave all our stuff today.
Man, I like AMZJ is different, man. This guy's different, man.
The AMZJ.
I don't know if he needs a cup of Joe, a snort. I don't know what he needs, but this dude is different, man. He combed his hair this morning.
He needs a little glass.
Yeah,
he's out of control.
Yeah, he pressured. Like it was like a passive aggressive relationship with E. He was like, "I'll give it to you tomorrow." No, let's do it now. Let's do it now in front of everyone.
No, I asked if we wanted to do it or not because I didn't know. And E was like, "No, let's do it now since we're on."
And he's like, "Well, I'll give my analysis tomorrow."
Yeah. So hey, the other one, I'm gonna take, and I'm gonna see, E's right eyebrow will raise when I say it's anytime.
Robbie said he needs some proper 12.
Yes.
Yeah, Robbie. Shout out, Robbie.
Anytime touchdown. Anytime touchdown, Mike Evans.
Robbie's gonna be our guy for a long time. I can tell.
You like that? Yeah. Shout out, Robbie. You like that Mike Evans wit, huh? You've been.
I do. He burnt me a few weeks ago, but I think this game. That. Dude, that
big time game.
He's given up a lot. He's a monster. He's gonna get his opportunities, whether he catches them or not. But I like anytime. I like Baker's over, and mine would be anytime touchdown, Mike Evans.
I got you. No, I like that one. I like that one. Cool. You guys got your predictions though? Who you think's going to take this one?
I think Tampa might go in there and shock them. I think
too.
Detroit's a great story, right? First time 30 all that, but I mean they were popping champagne bottles like it was the Super Bowl. There was more work to be done, and
they said that was like the second loudest stadium of all time, what have you, that night. So we'll see if they can bring that same energy, tomorrow.
Yep,
that'll be an interesting one. But like I said, I'm riding Mike Evans anytime touchdown, and then I'm gonna look at Baker's over because I think they're gonna have to throw it.
Sach, you got the Bucks on this one. I know you really like them in this position. Yeah.
Yep, I like the Bucks spread for sure.
Yeah. In Detroit, I mean Detroit better ban those smelling salts because if they're anywhere in the facility, we're rocking with Baker Mayfield tomorrow.
Yeah.
I love the Bucks in this position again. So
the worst,
I'm liking that spread too if it's a close game.
The worst part about this game is one of those teams has to play next week. That's the worst part about this game. I think the game is going to be fine, but I think regardless who
Niners, wins, they're out next week.
Yeah, right. The Niners have an easy path to the as long as they don't get injured.
I got you. Cool stuff, fellas. All right, well, let's roll over to that last Sunday game. This one will premiere 4:31 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, of course. We got the Kansas City Chiefs in Buffalo against the Bills.
All right, you guys ready for this? Y'all ready for it? All right, man. The over, I like the over. People are staying away from it. It's 45.5.
45?
Minus 110. Okay.
I like that. The over. The last 6 meetings have been over 54.5 combined. I understand people riding KC's defense, but this right here, I'm telling you right now, it's they're going to run the ball a lot. Pacheco, Cook, it's going to be who can establish that. I think it's going to be cold, but I think at the end of the day, it's still Allen and Mahomes, and I like the over. I do. You look at 45.5, you're talking 23, 24, you have 47. You know what I mean? 21, 27, you have 48. Like, I like the over. I think this game is going to be, 28, 24, 31, 24, 31, 28. I think it's going to be somewhere around there. I like the over. I would take the over. I'm going to take the over. I just like it. Look at E. Wow.
He's got a smirk on his face.
Yeah, he didn't like it.
He's steaming over there.
I like it. I have a cartoon run through my head all the time. I was just picturing you giving your lotto numbers there. 32, 26, 28, 35.
I'm an analytical guy, man. I like my
window of like 20 numbers, but it's cool.
Yeah.
I do like that because a lot of people are gassing on the weather, but these are two weather teams.
Yeah. And Buffalo's defense is banged up, so I think that Kansas City Pacheco is going to put a hurting on him. I like his. I would even look at his over rushing yards because I think they're gonna pound the rock. I really do. I think they're gonna pound the rock. But
what's the spread right now, Joe?
It was at 2.5.
Yeah, it's 2.5 right now. Chiefs at plus 2.5 at plus money at 100, and then Bills right minus 2.5 at minus 122. Here's what I'll say, and we kind of talked about this in Thursday's late night episode, but it's so hard to go against Pat Mahomes in the playoffs. I mean, dude has showed you time and time again that he's that dude. But here we go. Here's the talk with Josh Allen. I mean, this is your chance right here to show the people that you can do it. Overcome the hump that you've been behind for the past couple, terms in the playoffs. And if I'm Josh Allen, again, I got that newspaper article taped to my mirror in my bathroom from the last time they lost to Pat Mahomes. And I'm like, man, I want to kick this dude's ass right here, especially in our home crowd, right? You got to. I mean, if you got to get over the hump if you're Josh Allen.
Man, that's unfair, Jones. That's unfair. I think the dude throws 12 touchdowns, no picks, all last playoffs. He had 13 seconds on the clock. He put his team in place. McDermott, I don't think it's Josh Allen. I think this is a bad rap. I don't think it's unless you're looking to blow Mahomes out, which he doesn't get blown out very often. So I don't think it's Allen. I think the whole organization needs to get over the hump. You know, this is just they have this culture. Four straight Super Bowls lost. They've had these heartbreaking losses. So now you're getting to a point where no matter how much time is on the clock, if you're ahead, you believe it could happen. This is the Buffalo Bills. I want the Bills to win. That's where my heart's at. I think Patty Mahomes comes through and I think they win. But I don't think it's Josh Allen. Josh Allen covers up so many more mistakes for that organization than any player in the NFL. That's my thing. Now I know Monday morning that's what they're going to talk about if it doesn't get over. But man, what more can Josh Allen do? He counted for like 86, 88% of the team scores this year. It's like, dude, that's like 9 out of 10 touchdowns. That's crazy. You know what I mean? That's absolutely crazy. So a lot of pressure on Josh Allen. But
for sure,
someone else got to do something. Diggs is averaging 54.5 over his last 7 games. He's got to do something more.
So this is gonna sting with Whit and I. We're on opposite sides here. My only play this game is a Josh Allen turnover. He's had 22 turnovers this season. That's more than one a game. 18 interceptions, 4 fumbles. In the last 5, it's been 4 interceptions, 3 fumbles. The only thing that Josh does that, to your point, what can he do more? And he admitted this, like, hey, I'm killing the team.
Not turn the ball over.
Take a sack, throw the ball out of bounds, or take a check down. It's like I can throw this ball across the field, which he never does, all the way, and it happens. I give him, he's going for it, but I just feel Buffalo still win the game, but he's gonna have a turnover in this game. It's just statistically it shows that he's turning the ball over more than once a game.
I'd take that. He's gonna turn it over twice.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah, that's my bet on this. Is he's gonna have? It's only at well, the interception is just for one, so he'll have. It doesn't give me a choice on a fumble, but that's my play. There's
too much on his shoulders not to turn it over.
Correct.
He's going
to do everything.
He's going to take some shots.
He's going to touch the ball 60 times.
He has to just accept, like what E said, he just throw the ball away, take a sack. I know it's hard because he's trying to get him back in the game sometimes, but even in that Dolphins game right before halftime, you got no timeouts. He throws the ball at the middle of the field. Dude gets stopped at the 1-yard line. It would have been an unbelievable play if he would have got in there, but I mean, love it. Even McDermott threw him under the bus kind of halftime. He's like, you can't throw the ball right there unless it's in the end zone or out of bounds.
I love his Brett Favre mentality, but he needs a little bit more Aaron Rodgers, man. Just throw it out of bounds, man.
Yeah, and I was looking at even some of his interceptions, like on 3rd down, 3rd and long, and he just throws it, 50 yards down the field and it's picked. Those are kind of like punts, so you could kind of live with it because it's like punting the ball all the way down to the 5-yard line. So,
but I'm more and more concerned. Like, number one, the team's going to implode if they lose. Diggs is going to have a complete meltdown. Diggs is having problems getting separation. I think he's got a little bit of Kincaid envy. I think you could see some in-game turmoil if things don't go right early. I think it's got to be a heavy dose of Cook, and I think they gotta be physical with Pacheco. But at the same time, Pacheco is a better option than giving it to Mahomes. You know what I mean? Because I think that secondary is a little bit banged up, and I think if you let Mahomes, if you took Mahomes and Allen, you said they're both going to touch the ball the same exact amount of times, you would take Mahomes, because I know there's going to be less mistakes here than there is here.
Yeah,
you got a big play, but he's big play capable. It's not playing against someone else. You know what I mean? He's not playing against C.J. Stroud. So I'm going Mahomes in this. I'm going the over. And I would even look to take Diggs over 54.5 because I think he's going to have some yak. If he doesn't, I don't think they have a chance.
Yak, yards after catch.
Is that what that stands for? Put that in your wheelhouse.
Now Z's going to use that.
Yeah.
But
so go ahead, buddy.
I was going to say, for my play on this one, I'll just go Pacheco anytime touchdown.
Yes,
plus 115.
I like that. Yeah.
Hit in 5 straight. I mean, if he don't get one, then so be it. But I mean, it's just plus money. Too good to not at least take that Pacheco anytime.
Sach has some plays today. I think I'm taking like 3 of Sach's plays.
I'm telling you, man.
Take them all. Take them all.
I told you. I mean, hey, Sach and E, when it comes to the plays, they do this. I don't know what happened to him, but
I guess that was just too much for him to bear. All the
you embarrass him. Hey, just while we're waiting on Saj, where'd Pacheco go to school?
My
Saj,
bad.
you know what?
Rutgers, man. Rutgers. Yeah. For
The-
$100, I'll do Rutgers. What is the Rutgers?
All
You
right.
know?
Black Air Force Pacheco.
So
Runs
you
like he
always
got black forces on. That's what they say.
you always get the E Rutgers plug. You know what I mean? Pretzel Rod. But if you
Yeah,
get
Pacheco's a
pretzel
baller.
Rod,
That's a good.
Easy way out.
That's a good call. That's a good call, and he does score them too. So
I like that. I'm gonna add that to the bag.
Who's your bookie, Whit?
I don't use bookies because I don't do that across state lines. You know what I mean? Out in California, we can't gamble legally, and I don't like to get
wow.
Yeah.
I like to be on the up.
I
And up. So
know.
what I do is
Whit plays it set. He likes to enjoy the game.
I put $20 on my counter, and that's the bet. And if I win, I can keep it. If not, it goes to my retirement. So I put it into my 401. You know what
I know
I gamble with
he
myself.
He was trying to find something, but the guy just never answered the phone when he needs them. So
It's weird, man. It's like the area code's wrong. I don't know what's going on, but it's like all of a sudden we don't have the same provider. Snowstorm. I don't know what.
Sweet.
I really like the Pacheco play from Sach. I think a lot of people are clearly the Chiefs' offense has been really subpar this year. They've gotten some wins, which has been, it's Pat Mahomes. But yeah, the guy you should be worried about, right? People are gonna try to lock down Kelsey this game. They're gonna try, but the one guy I would be worried about on this Chiefs team is Isaiah Pacheco.
He's been the one consistent.
Yeah, that
guy
dude runs
on this
strong, man.
offense.
That dude runs strong. He gets it going. For myself, I don't really want to toss a play here. I'm kind of up in the air with this game. This is a game for me. I just want to really enjoy the watch. I want to watch this battle, see what happens.
I'll give it to you tomorrow, right, Zach?
I'll give my analysis tomorrow.
Whit, let me ask you, because you kind of you're tracking with the Buffalo side. If they lose to KC again, do you blow it up?
Yeah,
you got them at home finally. This is you did all this. You finally get them at home.
I think blow it up is probably they don't have a lot to blow up, but I think McDermott's gone. I mean, he's gone within 72 hours, 96 hours, and they're going to get somebody. Like I'm gonna tell you who I like them to get. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'd get rid of McDermott today. I like McDermott, but I'd get rid of him today. And Harbaugh is a fit for Buffalo. He develops quarterbacks. That whole environment, that's Harbaugh. I like Harbaugh to Buffalo. You blow it up. McDermott's done. I think Diggs he'll force himself out. I'm gonna go play with my brother. He's already, he's going. He had issues, and I didn't like Diggs when they picked him up. He had a couple good years. I'm telling you, look for some in-game turmoil if it doesn't go well early on. But 100%, McDermott's gone. I think the OC he's been covering up McDermott. I mean, since they hired the new OC, the last 7 games they're 7-1. Before that, they were 5-5. So, yeah, I think 100%. Man. Yeah,
cool.
Well, cool stuff. So you guys anyone have a good prediction though for this game? If you want to toss it out, I know it's kind of a flip in the air, but we'll just go around prediction for the winner of this game.
Give me Chiefs.
Yeah, I like the Chiefs late.
My heart says Buffalo, but I'm gonna go Chiefs.
Especially
with the Buffalo's linebacker core, but with Buffalo's defensive injuries.
I like.
Yeah,
Buffalo.
I'm gonna. It's just hard to bet against Pat Mahomes, man.
I want Buffalo to win. I'd love to see them and the Niners. But I'd love Buffalo to win. But I just, man, that stuff starts creeping in when things start going bad. It's like, here we go again. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
excellent, gents. Well, a hell of a show. This is what we like to.
Sorry, Siege. Here's a question for any of us. That's what Robbie's asking.
Robbie, man, Robbie looking for a box on the show.
Yeah,
Robbie.
Yeah.
Like it. I have no play tonight, but I like Strickland.
Strickland, I like Strickland too.
I like Sean Strickland.
And they have it out of Pick'em right now at -110. So you don't really get that a lot in the UFC. You got to lay like a lot of money, to get some of these big fights. But they got them out of Pick'em. But I'm gonna go Strickland.
But I'm aware that his opponent knocked out Robbie Whitaker, and he's the first.
What was the question?
The first one to do it. Tonight's UFC fight.
Do you guys see that on your screen?
I do.
No, I can't. Let me show chat. Here we go.
No, on the screen underneath me.
Oh,
There you
okay. Now I'm seeing it.
The thing you're looking at for the whole show, Whit.
Hey, listen, man. It takes a little time with Whit's cable connections out there.
I'll be honest, man. When
the McDonald's Wi-Fi.
When I got 3 of you on screen, I try not to look at you. You know what I mean? He's like the third option. He's like I check down. He's a check down unless he's talking. Because he's always got these facial expressions that crack me up, right? You'll be talking, he'll be like he's got gas or something.
All right. But I like Strickland, Robbie.
Yeah. Thanks for asking the question, Robbie.
Robbie, appreciate you.
Appreciate you watching the show.
Rob Whitaker is older too. That's what he just said.
But he was the first one to knock Whitaker out, and so I do know he's got the skills to do it. But Strickland, I don't know. The guy's crazy.
He's a nut job.
Yeah.
Well, so you heard it here. Put that in your wheelhouse.
Yeah, put it in your wheelhouse. Hell of a show, gents.
Yes.
I love it. I love the convo. Got some nice player props out to the public for all the viewers and listeners out there. Like Robbie did, if you guys have a question while the show's running, run it through the chat. We'll put it on the show. Give you a shout out. So again, shout out our man Robbie.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Some good games this week. I'm loving it. We got the Elite Eight here in the NFL playoffs.
ZJ.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I guess I did interrupt. Hey, tell the people where else do they find you at throughout the day? You were talking about the social medias and your picks tomorrow that the rest of us.
My analysis. Yeah. So you can find myself along with Sach, Big E, Wit on all of our socials. We got TikTok, Instagram. You can find us at The Bet Champ Show. That's The Bet Champ Show. Find us there and find us on Twitter too. For Sach likes to do all his halftime props for the NBA. You can find that on X. It's just Bet Champ Show on X, right, Sach?
Yeah, just Bet Champ Show on X.
Cool stuff. Get that in your guys' wheelhouse, all the viewers and listeners, and we'll wrap up this week's show. Just any closing remarks from the fellas.
From an NBA standpoint, you don't follow Sach, you don't follow E, man. You're not following the right people. Them dudes.
Yeah, NBA and NFL is right in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
E2's got some bangers.
Enjoy the games. Let's make some money, but enjoy the games. Should be a great weekend. We got the UFC fight as well.
I forgot about that. I brought it up. I was like,
hey, answer your phone. Answer your phone. Your mom's calling.
Yeah.
Got that?
You got anything, Sach?
No, just shoot. Like he said, just going to be enjoying these games today. Throw a little action out there and, bet responsibly as always.
Absolutely. Enjoy the weekend to all the viewers and listeners out there. Like Sach said, bet responsibly. That wraps it up for the fellas, The Bet Champ Show. Like we always say, hey, a salute to you and happy betting.
Have a good weekend, boys.
Enjoy.